Good afternoon, class. Tomorrow we're going to be doing freestyle swimming. Now, what's cool about freestyle swimming in physical education is because it's not just a simple movement pattern, it is a complex movement pattern because there's multiple pieces moving around. That includes kicking and freestyle swimming. Now, some of the other concepts that we're going to talk today in class are going to be these key concepts, which is water safety, swimming equipment, dog paddle swimming, simple versus complex movement patterns, freestyle kicking, and freestyle swimming. Through all these concepts, by the end of it, when we come to class tomorrow, we're going to understand exactly what we need to do as far as freestyle swimming. The first and most important aspect of swimming is your water safety. Your safety will always take precedence over your ability to perform the physical activity in class. We want everybody to read through this protocol and be aware of the safety precautions that we take when we go into a pool. You never swim alone. You always have to have somebody monitoring the pool when somebody is swimming, making sure we're using safety equipment in the appropriate way. That means putting on sunscreen, having water, and lastly, just making sure that the appropriate people are available if there is a distressed swimmer in there. When we also enter the facility, we have to make sure that we're not running, we're walking, we're not diving in inappropriate areas, and that we're asking for permission before we enter the water. Some types of equipment that you'll be able to use that's going to help you in your ability to perform the physical activity are goggles, which will help you see better underwater and make you feel more comfortable swimming across the pool. Pole buoys, which you will put in between your legs to help keep your legs buoyant when you're pulling water across the pool. And kickboards, which will help you kick when you're moving across the pool. And it helps keep your head above the water until you feel comfortable putting your face underwater and then practicing the breathing patterns. On the left, you can see we have an example of a kickboard, and on the right, you can see we have an example of a pole buoy. Both of these pieces of equipment are going to be helpful for you to learn how to practice freestyle swimming as we progress in the class tomorrow. Now, there's a couple variations of swimming that we're going to do in class, and a couple of them that you may have seen before. The first one, dog paddle swimming. Often you may have seen a dog in a pool swimming or in a lake or in a river, and how they go one paw after another, pulling water in front of them with a kick. That is not what we're going to be doing in class tomorrow. We're going to be focusing on the freestyle stroke, which is taking one stroke at a time overhead, pulling water, following through with your next arm, and continuing through this motion. Now, freestyle strokes is one form of a simple movement pattern. The other one is freestyle kicking, where you're alternating kicking one leg after the other in a continuous manner that's going to help add your stroke and your kick together to form what we call as freestyle swimming. Now, the freestyle swimming is the complex form of the movement pattern because you're incorporating the simple form of freestyle stroke and freestyle kicking. And you get the chance, there's two videos that you can click through and watch videos. The first one is kickboard kicking, where we're focusing on kicking. And then the second one is using a pole buoy, which helps us focus on pulling water. You notice how the pole buoy is at my ankles, and when I'm pulling water, I'm going one arm at a time overhead. The other swimming variations that we will do are kick swimming on the wall, where here you can practice kicking on the wall while taking strokes until you feel comfortable swimming across the pool. Here you can see that I'm kicking and taking one arm strokes at a time while pulling water. And in the other video, it's me swimming across the pool while incorporating kicking, freestyle, and freestyle pulling. We will not do this until we meet all of the steps, which include using the kickboard, using the pole buoy, kick swimming on the wall, and then we end with freestyle swimming. Again, this is our complex movement pattern that incorporates both the kicking and the freestyle pulling. Now, again, when we're focusing on how to perform freestyle swimming, we need to follow all these steps in the progression. First with the water safety, which is our #1 priority before we actually attempt swimming. Our freestyle kick, so we have that strong push that's going to help propel us across the pool. Our freestyle stroke, which is going to help us pull water along with kicking, and that's also going to help guide us across the pool. And again, when we incorporate freestyle kick and freestyle stroke, we're able to create the complex movement pattern of freestyle swimming. Now, what we learned from this. We learned about water safety and how that is always going to be our #1 priority. If you are unable to perform the physical activity, there will be necessary accommodations made so that you can perform the activity in either a written or an oral presentation. #2, the swimming equipment necessary, including goggles, which I did not have a picture of, but you saw that I was wearing goggles in the video, pull buoys to help you pull water, and kickboards so you can practice on your kick. Now, those variations are the kicking freestyle, freestyle stroke, and then adding them all together to create the complex movement pattern, which is also known as freestyle swimming. The last thing that we did not discuss that is included in this is the distance. Now, there's certain distances, and when you enter a pool, you will see that either they'll be in meters or they'll be in yards. It is important for us to know this when we're performing a specific task, and we need to know if we are swimming in meters or in yards. Lastly, if you have any questions, please ask questions prior to coming to class. This is incredibly important for us to do so because this gives us the ability to have questions answered prior to class. It gives me, as your teacher, opportunities to think about some of the questions that you guys might have. And it also helps us to better prepare and focus more in class on actually practicing the skill and less time learning the skill. Last thing is, please email me no more than 24 hours prior to the start of the class to make sure that you understand all of the material or if you have any possible questions. All of the equipment is going to be provided for you with the exception of a swimsuit. You must bring an appropriate swimsuit so that you can perform the activities in class. That also covers you, but also gives you enough room to be able to perform the physical activity. Thank you guys for watching and look forward to seeing you guys in class tomorrow.